Jasmine, all season, girl, all season I have been riding with you, okay? But when it comes to this episode, by the end of this review, I ain't even gonna lie, girl. You know what? Um, Come on, Jasmine.
Jasmine to the principal's office. Jasmine to the principal's office.
Okay, because I think because of the situation that you're in, you feel like automatically this other girl that you are, speaking for is gonna come forward, or you want her to come forward, or she maybe wants to come. When she's saying that she's too scared to come forward, and at that point, Jasmine, you gotta leave it where it is, because she's one of those side chicks that might be like Tammy, say them basketball wives, old school.
It's not a mother on this planet that didn't know that Kenny Anderson was married.
She knew what her place was, okay? That's just what it is. Now, on the other hand, you are a little bit different because a baby popped out of the situation. So now you can't really necessarily hide, like that, because it's a whole human being that, has popped out of the equation. So you can't necessarily just be in the shadows with that one. So yeah, we'll get into it by the time we get to the end of the review. Yeah, Jasmine girl, Miss Mamas, we're gonna have to talk. But hey, you guys, your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you for tuning in. I know this review is coming a little bit late, but your girl has been curled over. I don't know, for those of y'all who follow my channel, literally last month I was diagnosed, or I have found out that I have a pretty, decent sized ovarian cyst. I have been literally cramping because unfortunately it's that time of the month for you, girl. Okay, I'm a woman. We know what happens when you got ovaries. And since I, have been, starting or whatever, when I tell you this ovarian cyst has been kicking my ass, okay? I literally took me a little piece of Eddie. Okay, that hoe might kick in any minute now. I'm, waiting for it to kick in. So if at any point this review it goes off the tracks, we veer off. Okay, that's why. Now I've literally just been chilling, trying to use whatever herbs and chamomile tea and everything I can to make me feel better. The herbs you can, heat up with water, and the herbs you can light on fire. Okay, you can know what I'm putting down to try and ease, the pain that I have been in. But I've been in bed watching stuff. Now I've caught up with loving hip hop. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's stop dragging this out. So we open up the episode with Spice. Spice met up with Sierra finally, because Sierra is big mad at Spice, which she has every right to be. Spice, you can sit here and try to pull the I'm just a producer, Sierra. Like, I'm just a producer. I can make Amy, take her music out. Yes, you can. You keep trying to use the word of like, I'm a producer, so I can't. When Sierra and everybody else is like, no, bitch, you're the producer, so you can. Like, if there's anybody who can, snip whatever lyrics and verses out, it's you. Like, literally, it's you. You're the one that's curating this album. And even if it's not a sake of like, oh, you can tell Amy what to say or what lyrics to write down, Sierra is also right in regards of like, why didn't I get a phone call? Let me make sure this is on. Okay, yeah, I have to make sure, y'all. It's like, you could have gave me a call. You knew that bitch was rapping all that in the studio. So why did you not hit me up? Like, you had that whole event, and then Sierra, y'all remember how Sierra was going? Sierra was over there dancing, and everybody was looking at Sierra like, girl, this girl talking shit about you. Do you not hear this? And then it finally clicked to Sierra like, oh, this just talking like, and you didn't think, okay, let me give my girlfriend a heads up that, this is some mess. But now all of a sudden Spice gonna be like, well, if I did that, Sierra, I would have been messy, that would have been messy, Sierra. But that's your friend though. I thought Sierra was your friend. But nonetheless, Sierra also too wasn't on the album when Spice very first, came up with this idea. All she kept saying was real artist. I wasn't real artist, real artist. So Sierra, Shekinah, they weren't on it. But now the hell we get to the end of the season, and now because Shekinah writes a good verse in the studio, she on it. Now Sierra, she's like, at first I didn't do anything because, I wasn't supposed to be on the album per se. But now since this Amy, got now, son, I'm over here trying to record. I record over here by my window, and the sun just decided it was going to disappear behind the trees by my window. So I'm sorry if it looks different now, if it look weird. My camera's trying to adjust, but nonetheless, what was I talking about? Amy. I think I was talking about Amy. Yeah. You want to sit here and pull this like real art, this stuff, but because Amy was talking cash money in the studio, Sierra's like, like if you my friend, like at that, like you not gonna just let this girl go in on me and me not say nothing back. So Sierra, she played her little, 1-2 verse on it, and so Spice was like, oh, okay. Like she's like, I'm not just saying she's gonna be on the album because I want a real artist, but Sierra's, verse is actually good, so I put her on. And at that point, they make up, they eat each other's cornbread, sip each other's drinks, and for the moment, they made up. So speaking of made up, another little feisty couple that made up is Kirk and Rasheeda. So they, have been on the outs a little bit with each other. Obviously, we know what happened with Kirk and Jasmine early on in the season. So Rasheeda is pissed off. But one thing I've noted about Rasheeda is the way that she words how she wants Kirk to handle this. Now, on one hand, I understand that the aspect of where Rasheeda is talking about if another girl is coming and saying some stuff and you're my husband and what you want to protect me, like if she is saying a whole bunch of BS, you need to straighten it out. That's one thing. Then on the second thing, all Rasheeda keeps saying is, you need to get some understanding. You need to get some understanding. Long story short, Kirk, Jasmine was supposed to know her motherfucking place at this point. We all know there comes a point, especially with women who have been in long ass relationships like Kirk and Rasheeda and Yandy Mendeecees, they not going nowhere. That's just the true tea. And so Rasheeda all season, she's like, there needs to be some straightening. You need to get some understanding. As in, you need to tell that, okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get paid this much. And mind your P's and Q's. Like, this money was supposed to be hush money. She was supposed to be happy. Like, Kirk literally said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get him legitimized. Because I guess Kirk's name wasn't on the birth certificate. So to find that out, too, is another thing. But he's like, I just really wanted to pay her, and just keep my distance. I just wanted to pay her and keep my distance. So it's giving real. Both you and Rasheeda, especially you, thought that, or expected Jasmine to understand, because all Kirk kept saying, remember, was like, oh, she had a misunderstanding of what it was going to be, what her expectations were, like, Jasmine, you were supposed to have an understanding that, yeah, you popped out this baby, but basically this money's going to shut your ass up. Like, you're going to take this money, it's going to be consistent, you're going to get your payment on the first, third, whatever they agreed on, and that was going to be that. But in this situation, Jasmine, this was one of the parts where I think a lot of people agree with you, where it's like, Rasheeda, if you took this man back, what you not finna do is throw my baby in the shadows like I make this baby by my goddamn self, because that's not how it happened. The only reason we in this situation is because your husband couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Okay? So if you're going to take Kirk back, the baby has to be accepted as well. Like, I'm sorry, like, if you gonna jump back in with this man, Rasheeda, you need to jump all the way back in, not just half toesy it, not just dip your toe in. So anytime I hear Rasheeda say, you need to get some understanding, you need to get some straightening, what she's telling Kirk is, put that in her place, make sure y'all get an understanding of what this situation is. Because even if Kirk and Jasmine were still around, that money was supposed to still keep her quiet. That money was supposed to still keep her in her place. Rasheeda wasn't supposed to know about none of this. That's how this is supposed to go. Rasheeda, all this was supposed to be smoothed over by the fact that Kirk was making his payments about that child. Now, here's the thing, Rasheeda, where like people do be looking at you crazy because she wanted to pull the, people always think like, oh, you married, da da da. What holds a marriage? She said forgiveness. Now people think about, oh, it's communication, it's trust. She's like, nah, it's forgiveness. It's forgiveness. It's like there's a difference between forgiveness and letting shit slide. And Miss Rasheeda, forgiveness to the extent in which your man that had a baby on you, and you're saying that is the crux of holding a marriage together, and then you want to sit here and honestly pacify Kirk's actions by having this logic of like, ain't no marriage, out here ain't been through no things. If you've been married for a long time, you've been through some stuff. And it's just like you that want to conflate going through stuff in your relationship, ups and downs, with the fact that your husband is the one that inflicted the ups and downs. Cheating is not a part of the ups and downs of a relationship. Let's get that right, okay? That's not just, something that comes with, the things that we took vows on. No. Ups and downs is in sickness and in health. Your mama got sick and we need to help take care of her. Oh, you lost a job, so maybe for this month or two, I'll pick up extra shifts. Like that type of stuff. Not your husband reach back out to you and it's like, ding dong, baby. Hey, I hate to let you know, I got this pregnant on the side, but no problem. All I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna pay my child support. I'm gonna make sure the child good, and we gonna be straight. What? You already cheated, Kirk. Like, and on national TV, Miss Rasheeda, I get it. I get you're trying to like make it make sense, but honestly, you're making it worse. Like everybody would really much rather hear you say, "This is our relationship because we built so much." This is what it is because we built this life, we built this entity with the Frost Bistro and da 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 da. Like instead of making it seem like, oh, all marriages go through stuff from Kiki and Ray Ray to the Michelle Obamas to Ask Beyonce. It's giving real. If Beyonce can get cheated on, then bitch, all of us can. Cause that's what a lot of these things do. Oh, y'all, you girls out here, if shoot, Beyonce getting cheated on, she take Jay-Z back. What you think you are? Like that's literally the logic that Rasheeda really tried to spit out there. Girl, and the way that anytime Kirk is with Jasmine, she's nowhere in the midst of that conversation, especially when it comes to that son, it's letting everybody know how you operate when it comes to the situation with Kirk and Jasmine, Rasheeda. And so it's not just y'all just going through stuff. This man keep embarrassing you and you're just sliding it under the rug for the sake of, I thought about what we built. It's just so you just don't willy-nilly just throw stuff away. Nobody's asking you to do that, Rasheeda. And I think that's why it's pissing a lot of people off because you're trying to really make it seem like that's what people are asking you to do is just throw your shit away. And you're making it seem like, you're just throwing it away. No, your husband's throwing it away because your husband's not respecting the shit that y'all built. But sure, it's our fault for trying to look at you at a certain way of like, Rasheeda, your husband keep putting you through some bullshit. You might want to grow a pair, but go ahead. You do you. Rasheeda ain't going nowhere. Yandy ain't going nowhere. That's the truth. So they end up kissing, smooching, and whatever. After that, what happens? So I think everybody now is at the event space. They're having to rehearse for, this cipher. It's the real A cipher, da da da. I'm trying to think of something else happened before that. Erica, she invited Jasmine. Yeah, Erica invited Jasmine. She said, "Can I bring a +1?" And she was like, "Who?" She's like, "A dude." Kind of find out, y'all, was Rich Dollars. It was Rich Dollars. So messy ass creep squad, old creepy self. Then his daughter, who went to jail for having a pum or something like that? Was it the daughter or something? I forgot. Somebody had a court case. Didn't his daughter have a court case? But yeah, so Erica invited Jasmine. Everybody's there. So then we have Ashley and Lil Zane. She walked up to him and was like, "Hey, just to let you know, I talked to my son's father. I'm just gonna keep him where he's at because I ain't got time to be doing all this back and forth and school here, school there, especially when I don't know what's going on. And Zay was like, you just decided all that without telling me? She was like, yeah. He was like, man, that's just so crazy. That's so crazy how, and you gonna wait till we on TV to sit there and tell me. And so she basically hit him with the Uno reverse of like, well, that's the same thing you did to me with Michelle. I learned a whole lot of new information on TV. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay, like what's good for the goose is good for the gander at this point. So Ashley definitely is being a little bit petty boots, but I'm glad to kind of see a little bit of petty out of her and a little bit of get back because Ashley, you was giving real, pushover, the first half of this season. So I was glad to see just a little bit of sticking to him just a little bit. But he was just sitting there like, what the, like, you just gonna make these decisions without me? And she was like, sound familiar? Especially with the fact that, you still not wanting to do the DNA test for that baby. I'm telling y'all, that baby is his. Michelle feels like that baby is his. They both feel like that baby is his, but they're using plausible deniability because she might have been messing around with the other dude at the same time as him. So as long as we don't get the DNA test to confirm, we can just, because when has any man ever just put his name on a birth certificate and claimed a baby? That is not what niggas do. They do not go out here and just be putting responsibility on themselves to take care of a whole ass child. It don't happen. I feel like both of them knew they were going around. Michelle don't want to be known as the home wrecker or the side chick, and Zane obviously don't want to, come across as like he had a baby in the midst of his relationship and the marriage. I feel like they both have inklings that that's his baby, but as long as we don't confirm it, as of right now, Zane is just taking care of another ain't shit ass nigga's kids at this point. So I just can't. But yeah, their whole little scene happened. So then, I think the dude's name is like Rollo. He's in the back with Scrappy and Chaotic. They all just chit chatting, talking. Spice is back there with Bambi. They're all like rehearsing, getting ready. Bambi looks good, y'all. Bambi is bad. So in the back, we have Erica and Kirk and Rasheeda were back there. And guess who walks in? Jasmine, her friend Erica, matter of fact. And it gets awkward immediately. And you know who, the minute she walked in, who walked out? Rasheeda, I need you to want to know the information about what's going on with Kirk and Jasmine. Because Kirk, he also did that bullshit when they was talking at the house too. He was like, oh, because she was like, what's going on with the text messages? He was like, man, we were just arguing about some bullshit that didn't even matter. That's why I deleted it. He's like, we were arguing about stuff. It don't even matter. The stuff didn't even matter. Well, if it didn't matter, what was it? Like, Kirk, all you just keep saying is we were arguing over stuff that didn't matter. And it was like, but y'all was arguing though. So what was y'all arguing over? It's given y'all was arguing over, once again, payments, but you wanted to know that if you was going to increase the payment, that she was going to increase the snatch on a platter handed to you, okay? It was going to go from 0 to something. You was expecting something in that transaction, Kirk. But nonetheless, Rasheeda gets up once again, and it's kind of like, Rasheeda, you took that man back. That you stepmama, whether you want to like it or not, because if that child is not coming over to see Kirk at y'all's crib, it's giving Kirk picks up Cannon, takes him to Chuck E. Cheese for a little bit, and then drops him back off at Jasmine's place. So that means Kirk, even though you want to pull this, I'm a great dad, I ain't no deadbeat. No, you absolutely are. Which is why your daughter looked so goddamn stupid. I don't know if y'all saw when his daughter was going back and forth with Jasmine, like, oh, you the woman who knew he was married and da-da-da-da. And it's like, girl, you talking about your daddy. You think you throwing shots at her, but for every slug you throw at her, you sending 2 back to your daddy. Like, and that's why Jazz had to be like, right, comparing one deadbeat to another one. Like, since your baby daddy deadbeat, you think yours ain't deadbeat because he sent a few dollars? Girl, shut the fuck up. But yeah, so Rasheeda leave, and then Kirk is like, oh, we need to figure something out, like, because I'm tired of paying for lawyers. So at the end of the day, like, shoot, Erica also got up too. She like, this ain't none of my business. So Kirk was like, so the amount that I sent you last time, is that fair? And she was like, mm-hmm. And so he's like, cool, we'll write that up. I'll, put my name on the birth certificate. We good. And then it moved to, also, I want to apologize because, I did kind of start it with saying that, you came to the door naked, so I'll take that back. And so when she got her to leave, Kirk was like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Like, well, I just kind of, I need everybody to know that I wasn't lying, that she was just saying stuff in the text messages that wasn't true. And so the way Kirk put it, in my opinion, Jasmine, you wasn't picking up what Kirk was putting down, because he was like, well, shoot, I took back what I said, but the text messages, like, he just kind of looked at her like, and she was like, what? Like, you said it, so I'm not gonna not, like, you said it, Kirk. And he rolled his head like, man, he like laughing and just like kind of trying to laugh it out, but it was giving real, girl. I gave you an increase on the amount of money the last time. The amount of money I gave you last time, that was something, okay? And not only did I increase the money or give you money to some extent, I also took back the fact that you came to the door butt ass naked. So in return, what I need you to do, Jasmine, is say that them text messages was a farce. But Jasmine wasn't picking up, but Jasmine wasn't doing it. And I'm glad she did it. I peeped what Kirk was trying to do. That's, in my opinion, I feel like if y'all go watch it back, it felt like he was trying to get a quid pro quo. Like, that amount was good. Okay, yeah. So you getting paid. And I took back the fact that I said that you came to the door, in your birthday suit. So, is there anything you want to say? When anybody says, when anybody does that, is there anything you want to say? That's the one they try to get you to say something too. But Jasmine was like, no, because you said it. So her homegirl Erica too, she there. Oh, Yandy, speaking of her, the homegirl Yandy, she has her jeweler come in, show Mendeecees some rings. Mendeecees pick one, because y'all know his thing is like, oh, it's not about the ring. It's not about the ring. It's because me and Yandy, it's about the respect. It's about the respect. And it's just kind of like, he's moving the goalposts. 1. 2, you're steady talking about respect, but that's your wife. So how are you not respecting that? And the fact that that's your wife, as a husband, you put on a ring to show that you respect your wife, and especially respect her feelings. You want to always kind of conflate it of like, oh, she's so worried about everybody else's opinions. And it's like, it's not being about worried about everybody else's opinions, but y'all are public figures. So what you do affects her. If you're out here with no motherfucking ring and you got a wife, that leaves room for interpretation and for people to say stuff. Like, I don't know why Mendeecees, like, he's purposely being obtuse. And I hate when people do that. Like, but he finally puts on the ring, but then y'all see how he said it though? I'll put on the ring. I'll do it for Yandy, because I'll do it for her. He didn't really put that ring on, but I think in that moment he just wasn't trying to embarrass her once again. So they kiss and make up, whoopty woo. Everybody on stage, they do their cipher. Bambi did her cipher. Rasheeda did her cipher. Everybody did, they did. But Chaotic, y'all, Chaotic is funny as hell to me. Chaotic and Bambi talked, and this was when Scrappy, before they did on stage, Scrappy and Chaotic at this time were beefing, y'all know, and everything happened on Instagram. And she was like, yo, what's going on? And he was like, long story short, Scrappy ain't about business. Baby could have told you that. Mama D could have told you that. Y'all think it was just Bambi was just out here moving her and her 3 kids out for no reason? The fuck? So he was like, yeah, I took his name off YouTube. He said okay. But I think after he might have said okay, but he didn't really grasp what that meant in regards to now you really ain't got shit, okay? Because Scrappy honestly really expected Chaotic to help him and do everything for him just based off the strength of, you my nigga, dog. I'm going through a hard time, dog. You know what I'm dealing with. Chaotic was supposed to hand everything to Scrappy on a platter. But Chaotic's like, I'm the one paying for everything, doing the studio, doing this, and that. And like, you ain't putting in on this, man. And I'm glad Chaotic didn't just do everything for Scrappy. And Scrappy doesn't want to do the work now. That's the problem. A lot of these niggas don't want to do the work. And so to see that them beefing over that, and then Scrappy, you want to like turn it into something else, like, oh, all these people who's my friends, really finding out that they haters. No, you're not finding out that people are haters. You're finding out that people are actually seeing you for who you are. People didn't just turn against you. People are actually now finally seeing you for who you are. Sorry, not sorry. Scrappy, get your shit together. Even your own mama says you don't like to pay your pussy bills, okay? So yeah, like I said, everybody performs. Of course, Sierra do everything, so you ain't got no business. Your business running out of business. Bambi was like, yeah, my baby daddy, when you fucking him. Amy's like, yeah, you want my leftovers? Girl, your leftovers ain't even claiming you. So I agree with Zell on that regard. Shekinah, she finally goes, and Shekinah, you could tell she was going with it, forgot her lyrics a few times, but it was Shekinah. What else we expect from her? But I don't like the fact that Spice, you speaking out of both sides of your neck with this, oh, this is supposed to be a real album with real artists, but you got Shekinah on stage. I can't. So after everything is Sierra's, like Amy, oh, whack ass beach, the way she said it. Oh, beach. And so Scrappy's like, hey, y'all got my name and everything. Like, I don't even know girl like that. I was like, ooh. Like, he's like, I don't even know shawty like that. And I was like, all right, Amy, do y'all think they fucking behind the scenes? I think they done messed around. They done kissed something. Even if they didn't, I think some genitals were seen or touched or felt, okay? Amy definitely tried to feel if that thing had a hook and a curve, all right? Had a hook in it, make it lean over, okay? Shout out to Cardi. So after that, now we got Scrappy beefing with Chaotic. And so he pushes Chaotic, try to act like he didn't. And so shit breaks out on stage. They got to clear the scene. And Chaotic's feeling like, my nigga, well, I've been around you all day. You ain't had shit to say. But now all of a sudden you want to come and like start with me? Like, man, forget you. Like, you want to be mad at me because I got shit popping. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I got everything and you don't. And that really is a lot of it. Like, Scrappy, I think, is really mad at the world. A lot of these dudes, in particular black men, it's this thing of like, I'm going to be mad at everybody else. They're holding a black man down when the only person that's truly holding you down is yourself. Look in the mirror once in a while, Scrappy. So after that, it's time for everybody's kind of leaving, and Yandy Mendeecees is heading out. And Jazz walking up like, well, who do we have here? Looky, here comes Cookie, the Frost clan, okay? And so she like, what's up? And he was like, what's up? His mouth, what's up? And she was like, you don't recognize me? He was like, no. She was like, oh, really? He's like, I might have went to your club, but what I did is get a drink. Did I have a conversation with you? He was like, what did I say to you? And she was like, yeah, you ordered a drink. And so this is where Jasmine, bitch, I had to put my good eye on you because you want to sit there and say like, oh, he came in there talking and stuff, but he came in there ordered a drink. Let's get that clear. Jasmine, you definitely were trying to interweave yourself in there just to be able to roll in about how it's another girl that's been on Mendeecees. And then the friend Erica, after Mendeecees was like, man, girl, I don't know you. Like, yeah, I got a drink from your spot, but that's it. And so Rich Dollars was there. He was like, man, Rich, I'll see you. And he head out. And so he was like, done. Like, it's done. Because old girl was like, I'm not done. Like, the girl Erica definitely was trying to have her moment, okay? And Mendeecees around the corner was like, done. Basically, like, bitch, I ain't finna have to give you this scene. So when they leave, this is where Rich Dollar's ass was being messy. I don't know, people peeped how Rich was being messy. Man, just have a conversation. Like, y'all just need to talk. And Yandy was like, no. Even Mendeecees was like, why y'all keep trying to have two people have a conversation? Like, no. So then Erica on the stair talking about, oh, so you just glad you okay with your husband out here fucking everybody? And man, when I tell you, Mendeecees looked at her like, bitch, who sent you? Why is you talking? Why is you talking? And so Yandy, she piped up and literally got in the girl's face. When I tell you, she was nose to nose, when they was literally inhaling each other's breath at that point. She could have probably seen all the boogers of Yandy's nostrils. They was face to face, okay? And she was like, you not finna talk to him like that. And she was like, and what? She pulled a Cardi and did. And what you gonna do about it? And so finally they like try to pull them apart. But in the midst of pulling them apart, it looked like Jasmine and Yandy started swinging on each other. And so now everybody's like, man, that's it. Like, man, cut it out. And at this point, you know, Jasmine's point basically is, your man's fucking around, but the only thing is that, oh, girl is too scared to come forward. She don't, and it's like, Jasmine, if she don't want to come forward, then let that stay on the side. Like, not every side chick wants to hop off the sidelines. Like, that's just true tea. Not only that, Yandy knows her man is fucking around. She's not going nowhere. This woman waited on this man for 5 years in prison, took care of him, everything. You know how Yandy knows how stupid she would look to divorce this man? Either he leave or her leave. She knows how stupid she would look to the public, and she's not wanting to face that scrutiny. Like, the idea of holding a man down for 5 years while he's in prison, and then to walk away from that, she ain't doing it. She's not doing it. And Mendeecees, he can't leave because he knows he'll look like the asshole, because I had a woman who held me down for 5 years and was putting money in my book so I could buy ho-hos and ramen noodles. What I look like leaving a woman who would do that much for me and fight for my prison rights and everything. So Mendeecees ain't leaving. So it's giving real Kirk and Rasheeda, like, they know what their place is, their assignment is. Kirk said it too, like, we know what we got, you know. We work well together, you know. We have this figured out. Yandy and Mendeecees are in the same goddamn boat. Those are two couples that know it's giving ride together, die together, bad marriage for life. Shout out to Will and Jada. And then, yeah, that's kind of where the episode ended, you guys. So y'all tell me what you feel about the season. This is like the mid-season finale, so they're going to be going to London, okay, across the pond, when they come back. But y'all throw it in the comments, what y'all think about Jasmine, you know, coming forward, trying to talk to Mendeecees about the girl that he been on the side. That girl Erica meant straight business. She didn't move or flinch, okay? What you guys think about Scrappy, you know, Sierra, Bambi, that whole kerfuffle? What you got? Do you feel like Chaotic is right and, you know, kind of like falling back from Scrappy? You guys feel like, you know, it's fair that he took his name off of stuff and everything like that? And yeah, what you guys think about Spice? You guys feel like Spice is really influencing the messy shit that's going on between the girls, or like kind of like, you know, pouring gas on the fire? Because I definitely believe it. Talking about real album, real artist, girl, kiss my ass. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.